My name is James and welcome to Mirror Domains, and this is the Best of the Decade Countdown 2015 recap and review, where I go through the year of 2015, all the movies that were released, and I pick out the top 3 best and the top 2, or the bottom 2 worst. And it'll contribute to the larger list of the best and worst of the decade that's going to come out at the end of the month. And the list is coming together. It's pretty much done. I just have to rank it, pretty much. I've picked out all the titles that are going to be used. So, we're almost halfway through here. Next week we're going to do 2016 and 2017, and then it'll be 18 and 19, and the big lists countdown will be out at the end of this year. So I'm not going to waste much time here because it does take a while to get through this. I'll try to go through it as quickly as I can. I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time, so let's just start by pulling up a page here that shows us the movies that were released in their order of release dates. All right, so let's begin. January, Rec 4. I don't think I saw that one. Okay, so if I didn't, we're just going to continue on. The Woman in Black 2, not very good. Taken 3. That could be on the worst list of the year for a lot of people because that's when the franchise was just going downhill. You're just like, what? He killed his wife? No, I don't buy it. And the directing was bad. Metatron, or whatever his name is. Patrick Stewart? Never heard of that one. Match. Black Hat, that could be on the worst list for a lot of people because, Chris Hemsworth is a computer hacker. I don't buy it. Yeah, I never did. Little Accidents. Is that Elizabeth Banks? Curious. Paddington could be on the best list for a lot of people. I never saw it. Sorry. Spare Parts. Did I see that? The Wedding Ringer. A little bit of a fun little comedy, but no, not noteworthy. We're going to try to move a little bit faster and get through some of these, just because I'm going to pull out the noteworthy ones. And Mordecai is definitely going to be on the worst list of the year because that was Johnny Depp putting on this weird character, and this was when we were just getting sick of Johnny Depp putting on these weird characters and just, not doing all that good of a job. That's definitely on the worst list of the year. It wasn't funny. It was just insulting at some points, and it was just kind of like, why am I even watching this? One of the worst of the decade for sure, too. Okay. The Boy Next Door. Jennifer Lopez falls in love with a younger guy next door. Yeah, I don't know about that. Timbuktu. Game of Thrones on IMAX. Yeah, that's when they were doing that kind of stuff. Okay, The Loft. Did I see The Loft? Sounds familiar. Wild Card. Statham, if you like him. Okay, Jupiter Ascending. That's going to be on the worst list of the year for sure. The Wachowskis. I don't know what they were smoking with that one because that was just god awful. The visual effects weren't even all that good. I don't mind saying that. They were pushing the envelope with some things. It just didn't land. And neither did Seventh Son. But Seventh Son had some fun values to it. In the sense that, you're watching a bad film and it's kind of like, oh, that's terrible. Jupiter Ascending is just like, oh, this is terrible. Why am I watching this? Right? That's the difference. Okay. Scrolling on, 50 Shades of Grey, the first one. Now, I'm not going to put these films on the worst list, although they could be easily on the worst list for a lot of people, because it's just the subject matter. It's cringeworthy. I never bothered with it. I was just like, I'm not going to subject myself to this. I kind of know what it is about conceptually, and I just, it is based off of fan fiction from the Twilight series. Really? Am I going to watch this? Nope. Kingsman, The Secret Service. Now that is going to be on the best list of the year because it was very surprising. I don't think a lot of people were expecting it to be as good as it was because it came really out of nowhere, right? I liked it. I liked it a lot. The Duff. It was a little fun teen comedy, I guess. Oh, McFarland USA. That could be on the best list of the year. Kevin Costner coaches a running team. By Disney, too. I like that one. Nice. That was a nice little one. Totally worth checking out. Focus will be on the worst list of the year for me because Will Smith, and I'm ashamed to say that Margot Robbie was in it. She was, and it wasn't that good. It was like, I'm supposed to believe that these two people who have the looks of models have to make their living by, swindling people and, besting them in. It's just, no, I don't buy it. They don't need to do that. It's just, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. It's a terrible film. Don't bother. The Lazarus Effect. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was a nice little horror movie. About, what is it? Something about opening a gateway to hell to invite the devil in. It has Olivia Wilde in it too. Yeah, I liked it. Chappie. That one could be on the worst list of the year for a lot of people. Neil Blomkamp. Yeah, this was like a passion project of his from like his earlier like film school days, right? I think he was trying to get this one off the ground. He had like made a small short of it. Not a good idea to involve who was it? Dee Antwoord, song writers and performers to act in a movie. I don't know what you were thinking. He even tried to do that for Elysium, right? I think he originally wanted a rapper to be that role. Who was it? Marshall Mathers. Who's he? I forgot his name. Eminem. That's it. Wow. Ooh. James, you're going to get thumbs down for that one for sure. Hey, I'm doing this all on the fly. I don't have everybody's name on the top of my head, but I'm pulling it out at least. Okay. 2 Men and a Horse. What? Of Horses and Men. What's going on here? No, I'm not looking at that. Cinderella could be on the best list. Kenneth Branagh directed it. I thought, I liked it. It was Cate Blanchett was the evil stepmother. I felt like that one was, and I did like who was playing Cinderella. Can't pull it out right now. Sorry. Okay, that one's going to be on the best list of the year. It Follows. It Follows was a nice little independent horror movie that is about this demon that follows you, and very slowly, and you got to either get rid of it or it'll kill you. And the way you get rid of it is that you have relations with somebody. And eventually it'll catch up to you, and if it touches you, it'll kill you. Very interesting. Run at Night. Liam Neeson doing another little action movie. Ed Harris was the bad guy in that. It was okay. Not one of the better ones, though. Continuing on. I guess I need to take a look at the time. I'm trying to go through these as quickly as I can, guys. So if I miss something, I apologize. Insurgent. No, this is where you just realize that this franchise is coming off the rails. It's a real bummer because I like the first one, Divergent. It just became so weird and abstract. It's kind of like, why are you doing this, taking us here? It's not that interesting. It's not as good as what you had set up. And it just goes into some really bizarre, weird places. Okay, The Gunman. Sean Penn. Very boring. Very, very boring. Not very good. A Girl Like Her. Home. Get Hard. That could be on the worst list of the year. Will Ferrell is just really, he was in a funk here, and I don't think he's gotten out of it yet. It's just, no, not very funny. Serena, that one was filmed like years before this and just got a release, and because they were afraid that it couldn't find an audience, and it still hasn't found its audience. It's a real bummer too because it has Jennifer Lawrence in it. White God. David and Goliath. Fast and Furious 7. Now this is where I got off the train because Paul Walker had died this year very tragically, and it still upsets me to talk about it because, he was a good guy. He was a good guy, and they had to postpone production because He died halfway through it. They used his brothers to go in and finish the film. And I thought this should have been the last one. It should have been. Because then it just kind of, yeah, number 8. Last Nights. Did I see that? Super Fast! No, I never saw it. Woman in Gold. That one was interesting. Ryan Reynolds was like an attorney for her, trying to protect her rights or something like that. It was a nice little drama. Very forgotten. Okay. Ex Machina, that's going to be on the best list of the year for sure. If probably not the decade too, because Ex Machina was a smaller independent film, and I remember going to see this in the theater, and it wasn't a full theater. It was like maybe 5 or 6 other people. It was a real bummer because I don't think it was marketed it all that well. Maybe they didn't have the budget, but it was kind of like a smaller independent film about the examination of this robot. Does she have sentience? Does she have the ability to self-identify? Is she conscious? Can she, do things like humans? A very dark, kind of twisting examination of the human psyche and how it interacts with things. And of course, Oscar Isaac is good in it, and so is Domhnall Gleeson. And of course, it introduced me and most people to Alicia Vikander. And the visual effects were good too. Wow, Ex Machina. It's definitely on the best list of the year. Lost River. Ryan Gosling directing was one of his first, if not his first, and he was trying to follow in the vein of Nicholas Winding Refn. That one didn't land at all, which is a bummer. The Longest Ride, if you were a Zac Efron fan and you like romance, you'll want to see that. It didn't land for me, unfortunately. Okay, let's continue on. Something. No, not Paul Blart. No. Monsters Dark Continent was not that good. At least Gareth Edwards didn't direct this one. This was just a sequel they tried to make. Unfriended. Is that the one where the guy puts his hand in the blender? He's like, yeah, that one wasn't that good. Is that on the worst list of the year, though? No, you kind of knew what you were getting when you bought that one. All right. April. Let's finish it up. Just before I go, Little Boy, Kung Fu Killer. Is that Donnie Yen? The Forger. Travolta. No, not very good. The Water Diviner, one of the most boring movies of the year. Not very good. We're in May. Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Is that one of the better ones of the year? Do I put that on the best one? I liked it, but I don't think it deserves to be on the best list of the year. I did like the introduction of Vision, and there's a lot of things in the universe that gets established, because of Scarlet Witch and such. I felt like that. I liked it, and I still watch it every now and then. Okay. Ride. Welcome to Me. Yeah. Kirsten Wiig doing a very serious, dramatic role where she's somebody who's got a very detached view of reality. Sort of like, Bridesmaids, but without the funniness. She's just really, really abstract. And if you want to see her, then you'll want to see that one. I Am Big Bird. This guy, Carol, he just passed here in 2019, and this was a documentary about him. Rest in peace. Your contributions were definitely noted. Hot Pursuit could be on the worst list of the year, and it's definitely going to be on my worst list. I thought this one was going to be funny because I like Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara. Is one of the most beautiful women on the planet. It didn't land. It didn't land. It was awful. Terrible. Maggie. That one you might want to check out. It was a bit of an interesting premise because Arnold Schwarzenegger is in a zombie movie, but it's not really like an action. It's more of a drama piece where his daughter gets bit, played by Abigail Breslin, right? And she slowly is transforming, and he's got to deal with her. And in the end, he's got to put her down. Yeah, it's just a really interesting watch. Don't expect to be blown out of the water with it, like mind-blowing experience. But it's a nice little film that you might want to check out. Okay, Prego Land. Yeah, I never saw it. Yeah. Me. This is going faster than I thought. This is good. This is good. Geiger? There's a documentary about Geiger? I'll have to watch that. Geiger? Maybe I have seen it. Maybe I've seen clips. Who knows? Pitch Perfect 2. Oh, okay, here we go. Mad Max Fury Road is going to be on the best list of the year for sure. That one was actually my favorite movie of the year. And I did actually do a best and worst of the year for this year. I'll leave links to those up in the cards above, where I think I did conclude that Mad Max was my favorite movie of that year. Just the visuals, the stunts, the acting. There's no big meaty scenes, but there are scenes between Furiosa and Max that are really good. And of course, Charlize Theron as Furiosa was just one of the true delights of that film. Yeah, I like that. One of the best of the year for sure. For sure. The Surface. Never saw it. Aloft. Poltergeist. Remake 2015. Not very good. Could be on the worst list of the year for sure. Human Centipede 3. Don't even bother watching it. It's just... They knew they had a disgusting property and they were just trying to cash in on it and to make it as absurd as possible. Tomorrowland. Brad Bird. His passion project. Very expensive. One of the biggest bombs of that year. It was a complete box office bomb. Now, I think this is where people were really objecting to having what they call SJW narratives infused into their storylines. Because this one had a very save the planet, recycle message to it. And it was way, way on the nose. Could be on the worst list of the year, but there were some things I liked about it. I liked the production design. Aloha. Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking. They cast Emma Stone to be like a Hawaiian, or like somebody of Asian descent. San Andreas was fun. Nice little action film with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Carla Gugino. Oh, and Alexandra Daddario. Yeah, I like that one. Survivor. No. Entourage. No. Very much no. Dune. Okay, good. We're getting through this. We're getting through this at a nice pace. Open Secret. Insidious 3. No, I didn't like that. That was not a good one. Love and Mercy. I liked some of the scenes of them making the music. Of course, Paul Dano was very good in it, but I didn't like John Cusack's portrayal of what was it? Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys music. Yeah. Okay, Spy. That one was very funny. A lot of fun. Statham was really funny in it too. And I wish that Melissa McCarthy would do more of this kind of tone. Not the best, not the worst. Jurassic World could be on the worst list for a lot of people, but I liked it. I liked the cast. I felt like you kind of knew that you were just getting kind of like big box office schlock popcorn movie. Don't expect anything deep. People wanted it to be, have this other narrative to it, like Jurassic World, that they were experimenting on stuff and, what was the moral implications of it. This didn't really much have that. It was just kind of like the big popcorn, turn off your mind movie. And if you could do that, you enjoyed it. If you couldn't, then you probably hated it. But of course, I'm a Bryce Dallas Howard fan, so there you go. The 11th hour. Okay, we're almost to July. We'll do to July, and then I got to tell you something about foreign movies. The Tribe. Okay, Dope. Dope was good. That could be on the best list. Nice little independent film. The Overnight. Little Chaos. Big Game. Felt. That's a provocative poster. No. Ted 2. Now that one could be on the best. No, 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 no. Third Man, Magic Mike 2, no. Terminator 5, Terminator Genesis could be on the worst list of the year. I like the soundtrack at least. Jai Courtney shouldn't have been playing Kyle Reese, and Jason Clarke shouldn't have been playing John Connor. Just a charisma vacuum. I just totally miscast. I did like Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor, though. That was a nice little casting, but other than that, the story, yeah, no. Okay, so we're into July now. Stung, bees that sting people and kill people. The Death of Superman Lives, a nice little independent movie about a project Tim Burton was going to make called Superman Lives, and it was written and directed by John Schnepp, a king, a legend among us movie online fans. He passed away last year. A very tragic passing. It was unexpected. It came very quick, and for that I got to recognize Superman, or The Death of Superman Lives. I should really buy a copy of that and get a copy of that. I need that in my library. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a foreign movie here quickly, and that's not going to appear on this list, but it is one of the better movies of the year, of this year for sure, and maybe the decade too. It's called Bahubali, out of India. I think it was originally in Telugu, and it has Prabhas, and it's just one of those movies where if you are doubtful about watching foreign cinema out of India, this is one of the first ones that you should check out, because the music is epic, it's big in scale, it's grand, and it's just got that magical vibe to it where, yeah, some of the visual effects don't look all that good, but it has this big idea that is majestic, and I totally recommend watching Bahubali for a lot of people. Continuing on, I'm going to go really fast. Selfless, not so good. Gallows is going to be one of the worst movies of the year. Yeah, I think I even put that one as the worst when I did my worst. It was just too high school play-like. Joe Dirt 2, never even bothered. Trainwreck, Paper Towns, no. Pixels was one of the worst movies of the year. I just felt it very obnoxious. It could have been handled better. Vacation, never even bothered. Mission Impossible 5, Rogue Nation, I liked it, but it wasn't one of the better ones. It could be for some people. I would understand if you did. The end of the tour was very boring. It was, no. Cop Car, Kevin Bacon, corrupt cop. Kids take his car. He tries to hunt them down. Fantastic Four will be on the worst list of the year. I really wanted that one. I wanted to see Josh Trank's version of Fantastic Four. We never got it. Okay. Man from U.N.C.L.E. People say it was good. No, it wasn't. I didn't think it was that good. American Ultra. Sinister 2, Z for Zachariah will be on the best list of the year. I like that one. A small little film about post-apocalyptic town. It's just Chiwetel Ejiofor and Margot Robbie, and then Chris Pine shows up. Yeah. Guess what happens? Walking in the Woods was okay. Okay, we're going faster than I thought. This is good. Captive, I like that one. Was that the one where No, I'm thinking of different something. Cooties! Cooties will be on the worst list of the year for sure. Cooties was awful. I couldn't even finish watching it. That's how bad it was. Okay, I like 99 Homes. Green Inferno could be on the worst list for some people. Eli Roth, yeah, no. Not good. The Intern, not very funny. The Martian will be on the best list of the year for sure, because Ridley Scott actually returned to form here, and the performances in it were good. I felt like the cinematography was like an ensemble cast. Really cool. The Walk, no, very boring. Knock Knock could be on the worst list. Another Eli Roth. Keanu Reeves would be the only saving point. Again, Eli Roth is really trying to get his wife into projects. I can understand why, but it wasn't all that good. Final Girls was kind of a fun schlock throwback to the exploitation, kind of exploitive slasher flicks from the 80s. Crimson Peak, Guillermo del Toro. I liked the cinematography. Jessica Chastain, Tom Hiddleston. I liked the feel. I liked the vibe. Just didn't resonate with people. Bridge of Spies, way overhyped. Room was good. That'll be on the best list of the year. It came out of nowhere for me because I didn't even know that it was about a woman and a kid being trapped in a room. That when I first started watching it, I thought maybe they were on a spaceship or something, and they were traveling somewhere. And then you saw the dark tone, and yeah. Okay, Gem and the Holograms. People say that the director is one of the better directors working right now, and this movie says that no, he wasn't. Rock the Casbah, not very good. Paranormal Activity 5 was not good. Last Witch Hunter shows that Vin Diesel is not a leading man. He, as much as you say that he is Triple X only succeeds because of the stunts and the action, and of course Fast and Furious has much more going for it than just him. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse was kind of a fun lark. I would check that one out. Brooklyn was good. Saoirse Ronan puts in a good performance, a nice little dramatic piece. Could be on the best list of the year for some people. Spectre could be on the worst. Spotlight, I liked. Spotlight will be on the best list of the year for sure. Could be on the best of the decade. I just felt like the cast was very good. The acting was good. The writing was good. It's about this paper that's uncovering all this stuff about the church covering up pedophiles. Did I say that word? I did. Trumbo, I liked it. Bryan Cranston as a writer, script writer. I liked it. Okay. Scrolling down. Carol, people like the performances, but I didn't like the story. Not very good. Legend. Again, with the performances, Tom Hardy is playing twins. That was kind of interesting to see, but the story, meh. Secret in Their Eyes is the same way. Mockingjay Part 2, the conclusion of that series, it was meh. Creed, that'll be on the best list for a lot of people. That one, I think, really caught people by surprise on how good it was going to be. Michael B. Jordan, of course. This was, really good. I like that one. I'm just wrapping through this year because I lost my audio and I'm very, very, very angry about it. Okay. Heart of the Sea could be on the worst of the year. Ron Howard, I don't know what you were smoking. Not very good. Very boring. Not an epic by any means. The Big Short, no. No, I didn't like it. Extraction! Never saw it. Sisters was kind of fun. It had its moments, but it was not that very well received. The Force Awakens, that'll be on the best list for a lot of people. At the time, I said it was like the third or fourth best of the year, but of course I had some time to sit back and go, well, it's not on the best of the year. It's good, but it's definitely not deserving to be in the top 5, which I originally put it. Joy, that was okay. I liked Jennifer Lawrence. Point Break remake, very, very awful, very bad. And that leaves us with The Hateful Eight and The Revenant, which will both be on the best list of the year. Hateful Eight, maybe not. It was okay. People may put it there simply out of respect for Tarantino. I won't. And then, of course, The Revenant, DiCaprio and Hardy. DiCaprio won his best acting for it. All shot in natural light, so they say. I liked it a lot, but I don't think it's my best of the year. It's something that I'm not jumping to go back and revisit. And that's it. So I'm going to pull up my Excel spreadsheet here of the best of the decade. And I'm just going to take a look at some of the notables. And let's just do that right here. Okay, so let's pull up the best and the worst. The best of the list out of those, I got to pick the top 3. Ex Machina for sure is definitely going to be on that list, just because of how groundbreaking it is. It's something that stays with you afterwards too. Mad Max Fury Road is definitely going to be on the best because at the time I said that was the best of the year. It has to be there. I think The Martian too. The Martian's going to be on there. And I think that would normally close things up, but I got to put Spotlight there too. So this year we're putting 4. No, actually we're putting 5. I'm cheating here. And I'm bumping up the list now from 30 to, it's slowly growing. But we'll whittle that down at the end of this 2015. So we have Ex Machina, Mad Max, Fury Road, The Martian, Spotlight, and the foreign film Bahubali, because it's something that you definitely need to be cognizant of if you want to watch good movies. Yeah. So that's it. Let's talk about the worst. The worst, I can't get over Mordecai. It's gotta be on the worst. Yeah. It's just so awful. And I said The Gallows was the worst out of my normal review, I think. I'm going to have to stick with that. Even though it's schlock, it's terrible horror, like low-budget horror. Jupiter Ascending should be there, maybe. But I'll put The Gallows. All right, that's it. That's it for 2015. Normally, hopefully next time my audio won't crap out on me and we'll have better audio. But I'm just rambling through it as quickly as I can to make it short and concise. Okay, that's it. 2015. Next week, we're doing 2016 and 17. And we're getting down to the best of the decade, where I'll count down the best. I think I'll do the best 20 of the decade. And then, the worst 10, maybe. Yeah, all right, that's it. I think you'll figure out what's all on my list anyway. I'll put it all up before I exact it down. Okay, that's it. YouTube is recommending a video for you to watch right there, and you can see my latest one just right up here. My name is James, and you're watching Mirror Domains. If you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.